Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Get Shirty Football channel. Now, with the Premier League season about to kick off, it's time for us to review every single home, away, third, fourth, special, any shirt that they're going to release for this forthcoming season, and I can get a view of from the internet, usually off Football Kit Archive, but anywhere else I've had a look and we can look for them. And let's give us our scores. And remember, we cannot give anything a 7. Did that in the SPFL video. If you want to see that one, it's up there. A cracking bunch of shirts there. But let's see what we've got coming up for the forthcoming Premiership season. So we're going through them all, A through to Z. Let's start off with AFC Bournemouth and their home shirt. Standard kind of black and red, a bit of a wavy pattern going through there. I like the kind of way that they've used a bit of an accent on the red stripes with a different kind of red. To me, sponsorship really breaks it up. That gold doesn't really work. BG88, I don't like it. That's why I scored this one 6. Same as the away one here. Again, they've used stripes. It's a black and a blue. Some people have said it looks a bit like a previous Ajax away shirts from a few seasons ago. This time they've gone for the BG88 in a white colour, but in the badge, yeah, they've used that kind of turquoise. It makes no difference to me. I think it's still a bang average, just slightly above average, 6. And then we move on to this very grainy image of the third shirt, which looks like it's going to be a kind of a pink. I remember Brentford had a pink last season, which was an okay shirt. There's not many details that you can really take from that, so I think it's going to be a bang average 5. So Bournemouth, yeah, you're a bit middle of the road. So let's move on to Arsenal. Now, I've scored the home shirt an 8. I think it's a great design. It's an Adidas template, you could say, but that sublimated Gothic A for Arsenal, as it had back in the 90s, really looks quite good. Yeah, it's gone for that plain red and white badge. I think it's a nice shirt. It deserves an 8. It's a good use of the Adidas template. I quite like it. And I've also scored an 8 for this one here, the away shirt. Yeah, I think it's a really nice looking shirt. Again, they're using a kind of 90s vibe that they had from that, a Nike shirt that they had back in the mid to late 90s. I like how they used the gun there, the cannon for the badge. The badges and the Emirates and the Visit Rwanda are all going to be in a kind of silver, which I think is really good. I think it's going to stand out, pops out. I think the use of red on the stripes for the sleeves, really cool. Nothing on the cuffs there, but it's a really nice shirt and I think it deserves an 8. I might as well just give an 8 to the third shirt as well. Of course, Adidas punting out the trefoils left, right and centre, so they've given this one here. I think it's a really clean shirt, really simplistic. It's got a nice collar, it's got a nice kind of cuff there as well with the stripes. It's an off-white. I think it's a really nice shirt. I think it's well deserved an 8, so 8's across the board for Arsenal. Really quite good. Moving on to Villa. Now, I scored the home shirt a 6. I think the cuffs, they're really quite nice, using those kind of icon graphics that you probably find on, which you do find at Villa Park. They've used gold for the piping. It's still blue, but I think it's above average. It's a 6. Remember, I can't give it a 7. I don't think it's worthy of an 8, but I do think the away shirt is worthy of an 8. Now, some people have probably said it's a black and grey shirt, but I like the sleeves where they've used the bull ring kind of idea with those kind of silvery dots all over it. It's a nice nod to Birmingham. There's a little bit of blue there I can see. It's a black and white shirt, but I think it's an 8. And if you're going to do a black shirt, you might as well do something like that with a little bit of a twist on it, especially on the sleeves. But I really do not like this third shirt here. I've scored this one a 2. Some people say, oh, it's a fantastic shirt. I think it's horrible. Maybe it's not a great picture. Those colours look washed out. It's a mishmash of kind of a darkly purpley blue with a light sky blue with some kind of pattern running through it. The collars and cuffs, yeah, it's got the kind of stripes, but I'm sorry, I just dislike that shirt intensely. Sorry, Villa fans, your third shirt, you've been let down badly by Adidas on that one. When other people as you come to see if I better third shirts coming out with them, especially with the trefoils. So I'm sorry, I can only give that one a 2. Now we move on to Brentford, who've moved from Umbro over to Joma. I can't remember. I think this is the first time Joma really done any Premiership shirts, and that home shirt there. it's a very bang average effort, and of course, being Joma, they've gone for those dodgy cuffs with the funny slices in them. Not sure, if you're going to have a cuff, please put a proper cuff on it. Yeah, it's got the red and white in it, but it's that kind of slash, which doesn't really make much sense. Hollywood Bets is the sponsor. I think we can almost agree betting sponsors are not great. I think the main problem with that Hollywood Bet sponsor is that star that's sitting there. If they didn't have the star, maybe did something slightly nicer with the Hollywood Bet. It might be a better sponsor, but no, sorry. And that neckline, I think the use of the black, you can use a third colour, but the black just in the neckline doesn't work too well. It's a bang average 5 out of 10 for me. And I gave a 5 out of 10 for the away shirt. Fair enough, they've gone for a brown, something a bit different. I like how they've done the B for the badge. That's quite bold and interesting. But apart from that, the brown just doesn't really work. And then the gold, brown and gold, I don't know. It's very average. Getting Hollywood Bets sponsor lets it down. It's a very average shirt. But third shirt here, not as good. I've given this one a 4. Gone for the centralised badges. I'm not a fan of centralised badges. I don't understand why they've gone for that maroon and amber kind of stripe across there. They've gone for a two-tone badge, J in the middle. The collar doesn't go all the way around. It seems not as fully developed an idea as it could have been. Maybe, I don't know. This stripe just puts me off. I think it's a 4. It's not a rubbish shirt. It's not down there with 1s, 2s, and 3s or 0s, but it's nowhere near up to the above the 8s and the 9s. Sorry, Brentford, you've just been let down by Joma. Joma have just kind of been hit and miss this season. Some teams have had really nice shirts, and some teams have just really let them down. So sadly for you, you've got that one. Now we move into Brighton. So checking out the home shirt. It's got that wonky neckline, and I've scored this one a 5. I don't like that neckline per se. Also, using the turquoise, some people said, yeah, it's an interesting bit of an injection of colour, but as a third colour, I don't think it really stands out. It needs to be something different there. It's a plain blue and white stripe with a turquoise tick. It's a 5. It's very average. But I really don't rate this away shirt. Some people said it's quite nice. I just don't get the two colours of purple there. One's kind of a lilac and another one's another purpley colour. It's a 2 out of 10 for me. Centralised badges, not a fan of them. They seem to have gone for a black and white badge. Again, I would preferred a traditional blue badge if you're going to go for it, but it's a horrible colour combination. It doesn't work at all for me. Sorry guys, it's a 2. And then moving on to the third shirt, which they've used for the second year running, except I think it was the away shirt last season. I think it's a really nice shirt. I've actually got it in the collection, and I scored that one, mate. I think it's a good use of the Adidas template, the Nike template, and the stripes in there, yellow and black, looks good. I think it's a classy shirt. It's the strongest shirt they've had. They're going to have this season, probably stronger than last season's shirts as well. So overall, Brighton, you got a mixed bag there. 1 bang average, 1 rubbish, 1 really good, which is using for the second season. Burnley, now they've come up with a couple of cracker shirts. Now I'll slate Castor as much as the next guy, but for Burnley they've come out with this really quite nice home shirt. The inspiration there is that they've got the topography around Burnley, some of them in the mountains and hills around the town. I think it's good that 96.com, probably a betting sponsor, has said, yeah, we'll let you use the turquoise in there along with the collar and the cuffs. It adds up to looking a really clean shirt. Burnley, you've done well. Come back in the Premiership. Good luck to you this season. I'm definitely an 8, and I definitely give your away shirt an 8 as well. A nice blue with the maroon and the white around the collar and cuffs. Again, the 96, used the maroon in there. I think the inspiration of that wavy pattern is a sound wave of the chants from the crowd. They've managed to do that. And I think it's a bit of a tenuous link, having known stuff about music and sound waves. It doesn't really look like a sound wave to me, it just looks like a bunch of wavy lines. But it works. It's an 8 out of 10 shirt. So Burnley, well done, a couple of good shirts. Let's check out Chelsea, who are the World Club Cup champions, and they released this home shirt, which they wore in that competition, but I can only score this one a 6. It's not very interesting. I think if you don't have a sponsor, it's going to need a little bit more extra. I think the graphics that they've used inside there as a sublimated design just seems to be lots of right angles, different shades of blues, a bit of a mishmash. Probably better than last season's one, which was a bit swirly. But but to me it's still a Nike template with a funny design in it. It's a 6. It's above average. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. But I do rate this away shirt a lot higher. I think it's a really clean shirt, harking back to the away shirts that they had in the 70s, where they had that green and red down the middle. They've gone for the kind of thinner stripes. I think it's a really cracking shirt. They've used the green in the badge. Usually I wouldn't want people to change the badges, but I think that they've used that green there to good effect. Red and green on the collar and on the cuffs. The collar is just a standard white. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. It's a strong shirt. It's really up there. And then we have the Chelsea third shirt, which leaks at the moment, but they're using that kind of total 90 idea. Go for a black with a blue, the old school CSC badge, which I love to see. It's a nice shirt. I think it's an 8. I think if you got a sponsor in there, it might look really good. Chelsea, you should be happy that you've got a good away and a third shirt potentially. It's nice. So 6, 9 and an 8 for Chelsea. Crystal Palace. Now usually I would expect Macron to come out with some really nice shirts for them, but this home shirt, I can only give this one a 4. To me it looks like an Aquafresh or some other kind of striped toothpaste design that they've gone for. It's a really bold red and blue stripes. I think Crystal Palace they are red and blue stripes, but I think they're slightly too thin, and then using the white in between just makes it too busy and too cluttered. Yeah, the collar and cuffs look quite nice, but to me it's a 4. You're slightly below average. I think Macron, you could have done better. I also think with this away shirt here, Macron could have done slightly better. I think the idea being it's a gold because they won the FA Cup, but for looking at this picture, I think it's been let down by the colour. The gold just isn't shiny gold. It's slightly duller, which doesn't really pull it out. I like the collar and the cuffs, done really well. That's really nice. But what's going on with the eagle there? I think it's just slightly too small. To be fair, I think the Macron badge, if you look at square footage, the Macron badge needs to be bigger than that little eagle flying away there. It's a 5 out of 10 for me. It's an average shirt, but well done Crystal Palace, and I think you're going to have a cracking season in Europe. I think you've got a good chance of winning the competition you're in. Let's move on to Everton, who've moved to their new stadium, and they've gone out with this one. New stadium right by the docks, Bramley Moor, and there we have it. Castor coming out with this one, wavy lines in it. It's a 6. It's nothing too exciting. It's nothing to write home about. It's an average, above average 6. It's okay. The away shirt, again, harking back to a previous season where they've had this kind of washed out yellow colour. It's a 6 for me. I do like the cuffs there. I like how it's got a collar. I like the badge as well, how they've made that part of the same colour as the shirt. But to me, still can only rate a 6, as well as the third shirt, which I think is a leak that I managed to get a hold of. I think it's going to be an interesting design, kind of black with the blue and the yellow wavy hoops to say. They're going for that minimalistic badge there. I think it's a 6. You're not challenging the 8s, 9s and 10s Everton with Castro at the moment, so you've got straight 6s, I'm afraid. Fulham. Now, they've come out with this home shirt here. To me, it's just an Adidas template. We haven't seen that neckline, I think, in too many shirts in the Premiership. But it's a 6. It's a 6 for me. It's an average shirt. You can only do so much with black and white film. You have had some better ones. If you had a sponsor like Pizza Hut like they did before, that would put it up right up there. But I'm afraid I can only give you a 6 for this effort. The away shirt, I like the shirt a lot. It harks back to the one they've had previously because they haven't had green at all. But it does go back to a previous season where it had Team Internet on the sponsorship. I like how they've used that original badge. That looks really cool. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. I really like that shirt. I think it's one I'd probably pick up. Probably one of the better Fulham shirts I've seen for a while. Leeds United, back in the Premiership. Will they stay up? I think they've got a chance. And will they do it in this home shirt? They've gone for an Adidas kind of semi-template. I think the idea with the collar and the cuffs, using those tile icons, tiles from a tunnel that's near the stadium. It's a really good idea. And it works well, but I think it's only a 6. It's not up there as a shirt I'd really run out to buy. What can you do, Leeds, with a white shirt? Yeah, the red logo's okay on it. You've got yellow and red. But I think it's a solid 6. Well done, Leeds, for that one. But I think you've really pushed the boat out with this away shirt here, which I give them a 9. Harks back again to a shirt from the late 90s, early 2000s, when they had the Strongbow sponsor and they had the Nike manufacturer getting into the Champions League. Well, it all fell apart due to Peter Rood sale and then spending far too much money. But this is a lovely shirt. I give this one a 9 out of 10. It's one I think I'll be picking up. I like how they've used that sponsor, just go for the plain yellow and the red blue. It's a really cracking shirt. The stripes on the shoulders with the white and the yellow. Great shirt. And then this third one, which has only just come really muted. This is the first shot I could get hold of to get in the video, and I think it's going to be released quite soon. It's a really nice black with the yellow and blues running through it. I score this one an 8 out of 10. Yes, it's an Adidas template with that kind of football design that we've seen, Team Geist idea, but I think it's a great shirt. Leeds, you have to be really happy with your away and third shirts, and I'll do a video on Leeds because they've got some other cracking shirts from previous seasons that I'll run through in another video. But this one scores an 8. I think it's a really good shirt, one I'll probably pick up as well as the away one. Let's move on to the champions, Liverpool, and they've come up with this one straight out of the blocks. And this one only came out literally at the beginning of the month because that night contract ran right up to the end of July, so they had to come out bang it first out of the blocks, 1st of August. There we go, away in third. And this home one, I think it's a 9. It's a great shirt. I would love to get it in long sleeves. Florian Birch designed for them. They've just spent hundreds of millions of pounds. Are they going to be champions again? I think there's a reasonable shout, a good case for it. How far will they go in Europe in the Champions League? I think they'll do well in this shirt. It's a 9 for me. It's a classic kind of Torres era Liverpool style. Great shirt, definitely worth a 9. And the away one here, again, Adidas have done really well going for this one. It's a kind of just slightly off-white with the red and the black trim there on the collar and the cuffs. I scored this one an 8 out of 10. I really like it. I probably won't pick it up, but I think they've done well with that one. I think they've been slightly let down by the third shirt. Yes, it's that kind of colour that they've used in previous seasons. I can remember one with the candy and the Adidas stripes on it, but to me it just looks a little bit too simplistic, not very interesting. It's a 6 for me. Yeah, it's got the trefoil on it. I'm not too sure about the collar and the cuffs. They use a slightly darker colour around there. I think if they'd kept it just the 2 colours, it would have been good. But to me, I think it's not strong enough turquoise colour. When you look at what they've had before, I'd like it to be dialed up a little bit more, a little bit brighter, a little more vibrant. So a 6 out of 10 for me. But your home and away shirts, Liverpool, cracking shirts here. Man City, what are they going to do? Think they're going to bounce back? Challenge for the Premier League title again? This home shirt, it's not one for me. I think it's a 6. It's okay, they've gone for that sash down there, but it's just a standard Puma template. It's nothing to write home about. It's nothing exciting, but it's not bad, and you can't be really upset about it. I think it's definitely worth a 6. I've also given it a 6 to this away one. A lot of people said, maybe it should be scored a bit higher. I think the advertising campaign that we've done with Alan in there looking kind of sharp, wearing that black one with the long sleeves, wearing some big coat and oversized trousers, looking kind of mean and moody. It's a nice shirt. I think that it's really, the badges that they've gone for is kind of a silver. It's really good. To me, it's not an 8, and however, I can't give it a 7, so it has to be a 6 for me. It's still just a black shirt, ultimately. But I think the real stinker of the lot, and maybe the worst shirt this season, has to be this third shirt here. I'm giving this one a 2. I don't know what they were thinking in the design department of Puma when they thought, yeah, we'll use rain, because rain's in Manchester. Yeah, fair enough. But then why did you pair it with that lime green and then a kind of iridescent badge that goes from blue through to green? It's centralised. It's just a foul shirt. I think it's luckily it's a third shirt, so hopefully they won't be using it that often. I can't think how often we're going to have to use it against some other teams, because they're going to be able to use that black one a lot more. Sorry, Man City, kind of very average home and away shirt, and a real stinker of a third shirt. Man United, what are they going to do? I think they're going to get better than where they finished last season. Ruben Amorim's first real season in charge. Checking out the home one, I think it's a very average 5 out of 10 for me. It's an Adidas template. It's got the black and the white and the reds. It's got the piping on it, but it's nothing too exciting. I can't really see much sublimated design in there. There's nothing really pushing it out there. Snowflake one, the away one, I've given this one a 6. Some people said it a lot deserves probably higher than that. I don't think it's challenging the 8s, 9s and 10s. It's a nice shirt. It's a nice Adidas template they've used. It's nice that they're using a bit of hardback. Everyone seems to be harking back to old previous shirts. Going back to the Snowflake one from the mid-90s. It's an okay shirt, but it's a 6. It's better than your home one, but it's not fantastic. I think the real standout one is this third one here. This is a leak. I don't think it's really been released yet, but if this is what it comes out with, I think it's a great shirt. Going for the black with the yellow and the blue really pops out. A 9 out of 10 for me. I really like that shirt. I don't know if I'd buy it. But if I'm a Man United fan, that's the shirt that you're going to want to go for. Really classy, really vibrant with the yellow and blue. Nice, definitely a 9. And then we move on to Newcastle United. So I've seen them play already this season. Wasn't too successful. How successful are they going to be this year in the Premiership? Champions League place, maybe? Let's hope for it. So, home shirt here. It's traditional black and white stripes, but they've used that kind of turquoise blue running through it. It's a good shirt. I really like it. I've scored it an 8. I think you should be happy with that, Newcastle fans. Last season's shirt was really strong as well, but again, I think you've done well with this one. I think you've been slightly let down with the away shirt here. I've scored this one a 6. It's an average shirt. It's an Adidas template. They've gone for the green. They have used green shirts before, but to me, it's only worth a 6. There's nothing too stand out about it. Yeah, the design sublimate is alright, but you're not into 8s, 9s and 10s. But definitely the 9 will be this Newcastle United shirt. I think it's a great shirt with the trefoil. I love the collar and cuffs where they've used the orange in there, the orange on the sleeves. It's a really nice shade of blue. Badges in there. I think that's a standout shirt. Newcastle fans, lap it up, and I think you'll be picking up that one. When I saw them wearing it against Celtic, it looked really good. A really nice shirt. Moving on to Nottingham Forest. So they've come out with, I think one shirt's just been released, the home one here. I give this one an 8. It's a really classy shirt. I'm using classy a lot, but this one is classy because it's got that collar on there. I love the kind of thin white stripes running through it. Harks back again to the shirts that they've had in the 80s, I remember. They are going to be, pretty good in that shirt. I think it's a well worth an 8. But I think the away shirt, I think there's only leaks of this one at the moment. I've scored this one a 9. Using that lace pattern in there, if you look at it, you can see the little tree for the Nottingham Forest with the wavy lines. To kind of pay homage to the lace industry in Nottingham. It's a 9 out of 10. I look forward to seeing it when it comes out with that sponsor on it, and it's probably one that I am going to pick up. So from Notts Forest, you've done really well. An 8 and a 9. Cracking shirts. Sunderland, now they've gone back to Hummel, and I can't really say that this home shirt here is up to much. And it's the centralised badges I don't really like. W88 is a sponsor. I really don't like it. I can only score this one a 3 out of 10. The collar cuffs look okay, but it's a really plain, bang average, below average red and white stripe shirt. I think you've done better with this away shirt here, which is a nice blue one. Again, using back to a previous Hummel shirt that they've had before. I love that badge on there. That's really nice. W88 lets it down, so I can only give you a 6. You're not going to get into the 8s. It's got a nice, sublimated design through there. I think it's worth a 6. And this release, it's not released yet. This is the kind of only leak I can find of a supposed third shirt for Sunderland. I can't really read much into it, so I'm going to give it a score of 5. I think it's going to have some kind of different badge. Looks like it's going to be a kind of black number with a kind of muted turquoise used for the badges and the Hummel chevrons. From what I can see, piled up outside a warehouse somewhere. Yeah, it's a 5 out of 10. Maybe the final version will look a lot better and could boost itself up. But I don't think it's going to be challenging the 8s, 9s and 10s Sunderland. Good luck for your season back in the Premiership. Tottenham. Now, Tottenham's home shirt, it's white, it's got a bit of blue in it. It's a 3 out of 10. It's the centralised badges that I don't like. I think the last season's shirt was probably nicer. There's not much you can do about it, but I'm not sure about the design that they've used on the sleeves there. It kind of cuts into the white with the different blues and a grey. Grey is a third colour, doesn't really work for me. Purple and the Kraken sponsor. No, it's a 3 out of 10. Slightly improved it a little bit better with this away shirt, but it's a bang average 5 for me. Yeah, you've gone for a kind of using that kind of a slate grey for the badges and the AIA, but at the end of the day, it's just a black shirt. I suppose it's got a kind of sublimated grid pattern on it. I can't understand why you would have that. Maybe it's something to do with the new stadium. Who knows? To me, it's an average 5. Sorry. But you stepped up for this third shirt here, which I gave an 8. Going for that total 90 look. I think it's really cool, bright, vibrant with that yellow. using a really proper old school Tottenham badge there in the middle. Even though it's a centralised badge, it's total 90. It looks really cool. But yeah, it's one that I consider buying. No, definitely worth an 8. Again, if that kind of badge had probably been in the right place, it might have got a 9 for me. Let's move on now to West Ham. And this home shirt here, Umbro haven't really done too much for you guys. It's an okay shirt, but it's a 4. It's nothing fantastic. I like the collar and cuffs. You've gone for the stripes there, but overall it's just a plain maroon shirt. It's only a 4. And I think your away shirt here is just a bang average 5. It's a white shirt. They've kind of made it the white on the badge as well. Boyle Sports, again, I'm not really sure about that. The collar and cuffs, yeah, you've used a little bit of the burgundy there for the home colour in the sleeves and the collar and the cuffs. Yeah, but it's still just a white shirt at the end of the day. But I really think Umbro have stepped up for your third shirt here. I like how they've just gone for the twin hammers there, the irons there. Maybe some people said they're slightly too big. Go for it. If you can get away with it, go for a nice big bold statement like that. Definitely worth an 8 out of 10 that shirt. If I was a West Ham fan, that's the one I'd be picking up. I do like the colour of it. I think it's a dark blue, really dark navy blue with the gold. A nice collar. And cuffs look really good. And the long sleeves, that's a nice looking shirt. Well done, West Ham. And then finally we move on to Wolves, who make their own kit. It's Sudo. It's this home shirt, and it's an 8 for me. I think it's an alright shirt. I like the sublimated design in there. Really kind of interesting. It's got a collar on there. The Wolves badge is quite plain and simple. You've got really nice cuffs. It's got a collar on it. Definitely well worth an 8 out of 10. And I also give an 8 out of 10 to this away shirt as well. You've gone for a turquoise with kind of slightly sublimated design in there, which is interesting. Yeah, the Wolves gone into the turquoise as well, but I think it suits it. And the collar and cuffs are really quite nice. Well done, Wolves. So let's wrap it up. Who were the real losers? Well, I think Crystal Palace and Sunderland really don't have great bunches of shirts. Both their home shirts really let them down. Brentford, you've got a collection of mid shirts. Sorry, you've gone to bad Joma, and they're not very interesting. Can't help it. I think the real big losers, if you look at individual shirts, are this Aston Villa third shirt. I just don't get the colours on that. Maybe if I see it in person, I'll change my mind. But I think it's a horrible shirt. Brighton's away shirt. I just don't like the purple. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. It just looks washed out. And I'm talking about washed out. It's the rain pouring down on Man City's third shirt. And the combination of that horrible rain design, a luminous green, and a strange iridescent badge. So, overall, I scored 16 shirts with an 8, and 7 of them got a 9. But for me, the shirt of the season is probably Newcastle's third shirt. I think it's the best shirt this season. I like the combination of the blue and the red. I will definitely be picking up with that shirt in long sleeves. Try and guess down below which name I'm going to put on the back. Class player, probably the best player on the pitch when you're playing against Celtic. So let me know down below your top 3 shirts for that forthcoming Premiership season, and who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be Liverpool? I'm going to hedge my bets, and I think Arsenal, strangely, might just do it. I've got a feeling Arsenal just could do it. Gyökeres might be the final missing piece for them. Arsenal, they could do it. Liverpool, I think maybe just too many players, but I think they're definitely going to push them all the way, and I can see them being a strong second. So thanks very much for checking out these shirts with me. Give us a like and a subscribe, and I'll also see you in another video where we look at more football shirts for the next forthcoming season. Bye for now.